Having the courage to do your own thing is something you need to be okay with if you plan to live a life that most people don't seem to understand. It's really hard to share your goals and your vision with the world because the reactions are always such a mixed bag from every single person, and it can really feel like a punch to the stomach when doubt or disbelief comes from someone you love and someone that you want to be a part of that future with you. For some reason, it's always been easier for me to share my journey, my goals, my vision with strangers on the internet than it is with people in my day-to-day life. It's really interesting that people I've never met before are always so much more encouraging and helpful for the most part than people in my everyday life. And you have to build a lot of resiliency and maybe even keep things to yourself, which can be even harder. But if there's something you truly want in life, all you can do is keep showing up for yourself and putting in the work, because ultimately you have to put yourself first. I know I've shared it from time to time, but just for anyone who might be new here, I know I'm meant for more than this current job that I have and this current situation that I'm in. And I feel like right now I'm just really in a phase of my life where I'm trying to pivot really hard from what I thought I wanted to what I actually know in my heart now that I truly want. And I truly know that what I have currently is not the life that I want for myself. Right now, I'm just doing what needs to be done to get to where I know that I belong. And I keep faith that all of the discomfort, annoyance, frustration, and dissatisfaction are all just constant subtle reminders to keep my eyes and my heart focused on the future that I'm pursuing, not the present situation that I'm stuck in right now. But ultimately, I know that this current situation is completely uncomfortable for me because it's not meant to be my whole path in life. It's only a part of my path. I know I'm meant to live a life of freedom and live every day by my own design. And I know I'll get there someday, and I know most people don't understand my journey, but I know a lot of you do. If you've found my channel over the last couple years and you've stuck around, I know you understand it too, because you guys are so incredibly supportive, and I hope you always know that I really look forward to all of your interactions on my videos and all of your comments, because they really do keep me going. They keep me inspired, and they keep me feeling like I am doing the right thing. Because, to be perfectly frank, most people in my personal life don't necessarily support me and my decisions. And so this trajectory that I'm on of reaching financial independence and being totally debt-free in a few years is just something that I can feel is right in every fiber of my body. So I work really hard to stick to my goals and my vision, and most months 50% or more of my income towards my student loan debt and investing, and I'm trying to build a rental portfolio for passive income, and it's just all, obviously all of that takes up a lot of my financial resources, but it's something that I'm totally okay with, because I know that the payoff is going to be so amazing one day. But that doesn't mean I don't experience FOMO constantly. Most people at my workplace live towards the upper means of their salary and seem to always be traveling, buying new things, and using the best, newest, and funnest products that they can buy. The moments of jealousy absolutely slip in here and there, and I just have to make a really conscious effort to acknowledge and process those feelings and get back to realizing that even though I'm the one feeling FOMO right now, there will likely be plenty of people that will feel that way about me when I'm able to walk away from this job in a few years. Something you have to keep in mind is that saying no to something now usually means that you're saying yes to something else in the future. And if you can really hold tight to your vision and your dreams that you want for yourself, it makes it so much easier to block out those moments of insecurity and jealousy when you do see other people really enjoying themselves right now. And I feel like we really need to talk about social media for a second, because this can be a huge source of FOMO for so many people. It's loaded with people doing things that we wish we could, buying things that we wish we could, and living in a way that we all wish we could. But I think it's really important to never forget that social media is a highlight reel. And also, I have found it incredibly helpful to curate my news feeds with people who inspire me and are on the same path that I am. It's filled with people striving for living a financially independent life, and they share advice, strategies, best tips, things like that. Or it's entrepreneurs and content creators that share their best knowledge, real estate investors that share the things they've come across, and how everyday people like you and I can overcome all of these problems too. And let's be honest, I don't get daily support and encouragement about my path in my real life. But you all know the average person opens their phone and checks social media 100 times a day. Imagine little boosts of encouragement hundreds of times a day. That's a big game changer for me. Unfortunately, quietly building wealth and pursuing financial freedom is not flashy, so people don't tend to notice a mundane and boring life. But my life only appears to be boring. I'm actually completely satisfied with living quietly while I'm saving, investing, and strategizing my way to freedom, just as long as I'm able to keep blocking out that FOMO and finding happiness in the process. These moments of happiness that I'm finding along the way are the moments when I'm doing the things that I would choose to do if I had the option to choose every moment, just like this solo camping trip that you're watching. And I cannot wait to constantly live in that space of comfort and happiness. My discomfort really only returns when I hear the alarm clock going off or I start packing my bag for work. As I've said before, I'm just doing what needs to be done right now so I can have the option to choose every moment later on. And sometimes you have to be and live who you aren't to know who you are and what you do want. Clearly, my entire life didn't go how I would have planned it. I don't think that's happened for really anyone. But my current financial situation is the absolute biggest example of something I would never want for myself ever again. But here I am, showing up every day, month after month, trying my hardest to make it right. There's nothing to be done about the past except learn from it, and these damn student loans have been the greatest teacher of my existence. But at the same time, I also feel so lucky for the lessons this debt has taught me. I know it sounds a bit crazy, but if I hadn't felt completely financially crushed by my student loans, I never would have been pushed to have this vision for my life that I do now. I would have slipped into mediocrity and happily stayed there, but instead of feeling completely financially out of control, somehow my brain flipped to an image of complete control of my entire future. And for me, that means financial independence and not being reliant on an employer or a paycheck or trading my time for money for the next 40 years. It kills me every day that I'm not even using this degree that I accrued all of these student loans for, the degree that I chose out of passion. But instead, I'm working a job that I do not like because it is high paying and it's getting me out from under this crippling weight of debt. But at the end of the day, I go home and I reconnect with my why, and I recenter myself around what I truly want, which is freedom. And don't get me wrong, I'm not naive to think that after I reach debt freedom and financial independence, that life will just be free and easy and I won't have struggles or do things that I don't want to do. But I just think that overall freedom of knowing that for the most part, my life will finally be in my own hands and my finances will finally be in my own hands will absolutely be worth it.